Hello, beautiful people. What's going on? It's your homeboy Umar Al Busaidi, and we're down for another session. Today was another marvelous day for this Emarati who goes to Tally. And guys, I know for some of you this may not seem like a big deal, but for me it was amazing because I finally cooked. Yeah! If you follow me on Instagram, you probably have seen some of my stories, and I am so proud. I made salmon with avocado, but I seasoned the salmon with lemon pepper, red chili flakes, black pepper, turmeric, and I don't know, I think something else as well. But it was really, really delicious. I was proud of myself. I did burn the salmon because I don't know why. Listen, I want to ask you a question. When I picked the salmon was on like on ice. So like it was obviously freezing, right? So I came home assuming that you keep the salmon in the freezer. So I kept the salmon in the freezer. But then I was like, wait a second. Maybe it's not right. 3 or 4 hours later, I pulled it out of the freezer. It was rock solid hard. It was so hard, it was like you could barely do anything. I was like, oh shit, okay, forget it. So I took the salmon, put it in the fridge, but still it was like half frozen and half not. I was like, you know what, I'll deal with this later. So what happened is I cooked it, but I had to defrost it. So I put it in the microwave, it got defrosted, and then I cooked it, and then I overcooked it. I don't know. I cooked it for, I thought it was supposed to be cooked for 20 minutes, but apparently it's only like 8 minutes or like less than 8 minutes. But you know what they say, you live and learn. But I'm telling you, before I go back home to Dubai, I'm going to be a certified chef. I'm going to learn all the ingredients. I already learned how to do laundry, which is awesome. And that's it. The two things that I never learned is laundry, to do my own laundry, and to cook. And these two things I'm going to achieve, because after I had my salmon, I made myself an awesome shake, a smoothie actually. So I put bananas, blueberries, raspberries, acai berry, chia seeds, flax seeds, all those really cool things for you, and walnuts, and it was an amazing experience. So today I learned something really good about myself, that anything you set your mind to it, you can achieve it. And remember yesterday when I talked to you about making marginal improvements in your life, about the TED Talk, which was awesome. And today, of course, I have another awesome TED Talk that I would love to share with you. Today's TED Talk, of course, is about speaking, or rather, how to speak to people so that they listen to you. This is by Julian Treasure. Awesome. So Julian Treasure started talking about how, like, what are the negative ways of actually speaking. And he mentioned the following. He talked about, it was like 7 sins of speaking, okay? He said gossip, judging, negativity, complaining, excuses, lying, and dogmatism. So basically, dogmatism is like confusing facts and opinions, okay? But then he talked about this formula called hail. You know, hail, when you hail, like hail a cab or hail something, right? Hail is basically greeting someone with enthusiasm, right? If you can put it that way. But HAIL stands for the following. So he talked about honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. If you apply these 4 different alphabets, or these 4 different characteristics in a conversation, people will suddenly fall in love with whatever content that you have to say. And I have really awesome friends out there, like my friend Andrea Zoya, who's a public speaking coach. And today she's like renowned all over the region, and she's flying around the world, delivering, courses on how to speak and everything. And people like her are exactly why people are attracted to listen to her while she speaks. And the other thing that he talked about, so it's not only what you say, it's how you say it, right? Now, when it comes to how you deliver your message, he talked about register. You register your message, and he talked about I can't even read my own handwriting. He talked about prosody, he talked about pitch, he talked about pace, he talked about volume. And when he talked about the pitch and the pace and volume, of course, you know, there's some people when they're in a meeting, they want to speak out really loud. And sometimes the pace, it's really fast. And sometimes the pitch is really high or too low. And prosody is basically you try to avoid monotony, because some people, they speak in a certain way and they're like, hi, my name is Omar Al-Buzaidi and I'm going to talk to you about this, and then you just lose track of the person. But if you change your pace and everything else, it becomes amazing. So this talk by Julian Treasure, I think it was amazing, because he also did a really interesting exercise about how you can practice your voice, and he talked about 6 different ways that you can you know, he did stuff like brrr, and like stuff like that. It was amazing, but it's a good exercise. He said this is how you can control your fear of speaking in public. And I think, you know, when there was actually an interesting statistic one. They said, name 2 things that you're the most scared about in the world. And first they say death, the second thing is speaking in public. Can you believe it? In the world, when they ask people, what are the top things that you're afraid of? First is death, and second is the fear of public speaking. You know, for me, I think, you know, I don't know. For me, I think maybe I'm just naturally gifted to be able to speak in front of like thousands of people. The biggest audience I ever spoke in front of was 13,000 people. This was at the closing ceremony of World Skills. It was awesome. So this was the talk that I watched today, and I wanted to share with all of you. Of course, I had an awesome day here in Tallahassee, and can't wait to share more about my experience once I actually start studying. Tomorrow will be a really cool day, because me and my man Josh are gonna go and watch a movie called Good Boys, and I'll tell you about that movie tomorrow. Anyways, until tomorrow, good night, and may God bless you all. See you.